What's good, family? Shout out to my doggy, Craig Bagshaw, for coming through and keeping your man the YB Patreon boosted at all times, 100%. So we got some unfortunate #MeToo news right now. Oh my god. We must pray for George. George be going through it 100%. There's a few sitches. Yeah, a few sitches have accused George Foreman of getting a little bit too busy with his hands. Now listen, you man know George Foreman will go down in history, or has gone down. He's been gone down in history as one of the most busy dudes with the hands. Now, allegedly, some sitches of a legend. The public didn't really know how busy George Foreman really got with the hands. Yeah, he was getting super busy with it, doing all this with it. Yeah, no doubt. Anyway, here we go. Statement from George Foreman. Over the past 6 months, 2 sitches have been trying to extort millions of dollars each from me and my family. They are falsely claiming that I actually abused them over 45 years ago in the 1970s. I adamantly and categorically deny these allegations. The pride I take in my reputation means as much to me as my sports accomplishments, and I will not be intimidated by baseless threats and lies. I am and always will be guided by my faith and trust in God. I will work with my lawyers to fully and truthfully expose my accusers' scheme and defend myself in court. I don't pick fights, but I don't run away from them either. Now, before we go into my opinion on the allegations, I've seen this leaked photo. You man know why, be exclusively, what would you call it? Exclusively retrieved, from one of his sources. These are the kind of sitches that Foreman was messing with, man, and they are bad. I can't lie to you, they're baddies. Yeah, trust me. Your man, honestly, your man the YB would have a case too. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. These, I'm telling you now, they don't make sitches like this anymore. Look at this beautiful Nubian queen right there. I'm sorry, you don't see females like that anymore. Where they at? Yeah, where are the sisters looking natural? Look at that, beautiful. Yeah. And even this thing here, this Anglo-Saxon thing, fire. I'm telling you now, all these chicks getting all this fake surgery, pumping all their belly into their, it's horrible. These natural women, man, gets your man the YB gassed. Natural hands, that's another thing as well, nails. These chicks these days looking like Cruella de Vil. What's that about? It's weird, man. Super duper weird. All the fake nails and fake lashes. These chicks here from the 70s and 80s, that was really the last time real women existed. Look at that beautiful Nubian queen here. Yeah, oh man, you man know I'd be thirsty right now. Yeah, look at George, he sprung, he laughing. Yeah, he cracking all the jokes. And in fact, I think there's some more pictures as well still. Here's another leak photo. Yeah, here's another leak of your man George getting busy with it. Look, he gassed. You can't even, I'll be gassed too as well. Look at them. Look at these two. Look at that. Prime. American. These chicks are American grown. That's American grown. Natural USA. Look at that tight waist here. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm telling you now, people, they don't make them like they did in the 70s and 80s anymore. Natural beautiful things, man. And look at George. Yeah. George, what can he say? Yeah, he in the 70s, he in the 80s, at the prime of his career, doing his thing, and he got a few sitches. Oops. What are you gonna do? Told you before, if your man the YB was heavyweight world champion or them ones there, 2 sitches would be the last of people's worry. Yeah, you hear a whole bunch of sitches your man the YB be messing with. But now, let's get serious now. On a serious note, I'm tired of the sitches, truth be known. Yeah, I know it might be an unpopular position to take these days. Don't get me wrong, I'm not into no weird zesty cabal things, If you've been messing with children or whatever else, that's a no-no from the YB. Yeah, if I had it my way, there wouldn't be no jail. Yeah, it'd be straight Iranian thing, head come off. Yeah, 100%. We don't mess with them kind of things. However, when you've got grown-ass women, especially from the 70s and 80s, people forget. Yeah, it's a bit like with Bill Cosby. Back in the 70s and 80s, culture was different back then, in as much as everyone was doing quaaludes and all kind of stuff. There was, people used to walk around with little sniff, what they call it, little sniff forks or the little sniff spoons, because it was part of the culture back then. Back in the 70s, it wasn't even illegal for the upper classes. I'm not even sure if it was illegal at all back in the early days when it first got to the USA. The point is, a lot of chicks, a lot of old chicks, granny chicks, a lot of granny tricks came up or tried to look for a come up and thought, ooh, look at the narrative today. And a lot of granny tricks, they clocked on that the Me Too movement was popping, and they thought, ooh, Bill Cosby and whoever else got me DRUG'd up, and I was faded, and I was white girl wasted, and we did ABCD. No, you was up. I mean, there's a difference between someone giving you being at a party, and sharing substances isn't the same as some next creeper-don tapping little things in your drink, and that's the difference here. And I'm not saying, obviously, I'm talking about Bill Cosby now, but they're all the kind of same things, no doubt. These chicks, and that's the thing, you can't even prove half of it. There's no evidence of it. And that's what I don't rate. I understand that. Is there creepers from the 70s? No doubt. But 45 years ago, for me, it's a bit too long. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's a bit too long for me, for grown-ass women. Now, listen, if you're a 5-year-old girl, and your granddad is a nonce case, and you don't get the courage until you're 40, that's different. But these grown-ass women, who are 20 years old, who end up complaining at 65-year-old, that's a no-no from me, I'm afraid. That's a no-no. Where you been at for 45 years? I'm sorry. That's a no-no for me. Especially with these famous cats. Why? Listen, I don't even mind, if a 20-year-old woman doesn't confess or doesn't say what happened until she's 50 against a normal man, I don't mind that so much. But when they're famous, I just don't believe it. When you look at the celebrity culture, these dudes don't want for nothing in terms of females. They just don't, I'm afraid. I've never seen that one. These dudes have females on tap. It's really not a thing for celebrity cats. And chicks have no one to blame but themselves, in as much as no one didn't ask you to be hanging around famous dudes you've never met before. And when you do, I mean, think about it. Why as a random woman, why weren't you hanging around your school friends? You don't know George. You don't know Bill Cosby, but you wanted to be there because you wanted to be close to the clout. And that's fine, but don't be fiending for clout. Don't be part of the, what they call it. Don't be trying to be part of the band. What do they call them band girls who chase the band around? Is it not fangirls, someone else? But either way, man. But end of the day, a lot of these clout chicks, they're all trying to be in the band. Trying to get part of I want to get on the band, I want to get backstage. And they get backstage. And they get what they want. They want to be part of that. Most of these chicks, they're dying to be part of some celebrity thing. Dying for it. They're fiending for it. Oh man, I'd love for George. I guarantee you, back in the 70s and 80s, there was a whole bunch of sitches who was literally... Honestly, if we had some alien tech right now, that could scan history, I guarantee you there'd be at least over 1,000 women in the USA or globally who at night would go to sleep praying for George Foreman to give them the longa wonga. I guarantee it, honestly. I hope one day, some aliens come down and they say, listen, we're going to show you all these sitches. I guarantee you there was women going to bed at night literally praying, saying, God, please bring George Foreman into my life. And that's fine to do that. But what we ain't going to do, is you man be feeling for clout, hook up with George or whatever other celebrity, and then realise, because is it not? You think it's a coincidence? All of a sudden it got hot. All of a sudden people started getting payouts or whatever, and now it's convenient. Now I'm sorry, that don't work for me. That don't work even a bit. Especially when we know the seedy ones. For example, Jimmy Savile in the UK. I'm trying to think of the US seedy cats. Well, Epstein and them, man. Yeah? Historically, people who are involved in abuse, that's their personality, yeah? That's their character. They've been doing that. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a nonce, if you're a creeper, that's your character. People don't suddenly become, or most 99% of cases, people don't suddenly become a creeper at 50-year-old. My point is, there should be, in the historical cases, yeah, these dudes are doing it from when they're 20 to when they're 70. They don't stop. That's how it normally works, yeah? And a lot of these dudes, there's absolutely no evidence, no information of it ever happening. Where's the information trail? For example, in the UK, Jimmy Savile, there's been allegations back from when he was 20 years old up until the day he died. 60 years of allegations were made that were hidden up and covered up. Now, if you're going to tell me that things have been covered up here and George Foreman has a long laundry list, I don't believe, yeah, someone can be a violator and only do it with 2 women. I don't believe that, especially in the position he's in. Celebrities, yeah, who are used to being abusive, they stay doing that. Yeah, if you've got a thing for being a weirdo, you've got a thing for being a weirdo. You don't think, oh, I'll have a go on 2 of them, and then I'll be okay with the rest of them. No, you touch them all. Yeah? So I actually feel bad for George Foreman right now. And I feel bad for any woman or man who's, end of the day, yeah, these dudes were adults at the time. Any adult who chooses to be a fiend for random ass clout dons like George Foreman, what can I say? Yeah? What is there to say? And to be honest, yeah, the fact that George has come out, that actually bodes well for him, in my opinion. Because if you've got people who have a bad conscience, normally they settle. Yeah? Normally they pay the guy off. So George Foreman, I mean, he's worth about 500 million. He could definitely have afforded to pay things off if he felt a little bit guilty. George Foreman paying 2 chicks 10 mil wouldn't have been a thing for him. Yeah, and trust me, if you're guilty, look at Weinstein. Weinstein, another guy, perfect. In fact, that's a better USA example, yeah? Weinstein. His history is littered with his own company, Weinstein, the Weinstein Company, paying big multi-million-dollar payouts to keep people quiet, back from the 80s and 90s. That there is a traditional violator. Maybe I'm wrong, but you man, I mean, if these chicks come out, or if it comes out, yeah, that George Foreman has been paying people to hush them up for 10 years or for however long, then in my opinion, he's guilty. Yeah, simple as that. But if this is the first we hear of it, and there's no other people who come out who have some sort of evidence, where's the evidence? We must see evidence. We must see evidence. Must do. Yeah, it's not enough to come out and make some claims. I don't cut it for me. Not even a little bit. So yeah, I feel bad for George, but George has done the right thing right now. Yeah, out them. And if I was him, I'd have outed their names as well. If I was him, I'd have outed their names and their pictures and said, listen, these 2 sitches, these 2 sitch tricks, yeah, trying to run a good trick on your man George, trying to get the bag chase and having our sitches. That's what he should be doing right now. Put their picture out there, put their name out there, and air them out. That's what he should be doing. And I can't lie to you, man. All I'll say is, going forward, if I was a celebrity, yeah, you best believe, obviously back in the 70s, it wasn't easy to do this, but you best believe, if I ever became a celebrity, yeah, my house is going to be cameraed up. Simple as that. Yeah? Every single house is going to be cameraed, and every single female guest will be told it's being recorded, so don't try no funny. Why not? If you're a multi-million-dollar guy, yeah, it's not even worth taking the risk. Yeah? All filmed. Simple as that. 100%.